All right, Jason, Maryland, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, Wilkow. Yeah, you talk about daily on the show about all of these people just sitting around their house playing video games, collecting a check from the government.
Now, hold on, Jason. That was the caller who brought that up. That wasn't the topic that we were on.
Okay, but you do. Am I wrong? You talk about the recipient class, and they receive all this money, and they're just waiting for their free check from the government.
Okay.
I'm curious, how many people do you think that is? What
It doesn't matter.
Of Americans?
It doesn't matter. Where does the Congress get the power? It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 47% of the population. The Congress has no authority under the Constitution to take 1 penny from one person and give it to another person.
What do you think?
It doesn't matter, sir.
Do you know
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Of course it does.
See, you're doing exactly what I just said.
What do you think
You're doing exactly what I just said, sir. You are adding in the harm, the question of harm, rather than the rule of law. Like I just said, if a poor person robs a rich person, you would say, well, did it really affect the financial status of this rich person? No. Should we really?
What is a tax?
No, that's
can you
what you're
define
doing.
what a tax is?
Of course I can.
What is a tax?
It is a levy by which government a levy by which government takes revenue in for the purpose of running the government.
Okay, and what is something that the government does if they are able to tax? In other words, what does a tax fund in the government that you're comfortable with?
The 18 enumerated powers under Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution.
Give me an actual thing. Give me a service.
Raising and supporting armies and navies. Raising and supporting armies and navies in the Constitution.
So, do you think, like, for example, how about if there's a soldier out there that receives a meal from the Army? I'm not in the military, but you're taking money from me to support that soldier?
Raising and supporting armies and navies is in the Constitution, sir.
So that's redistribution, right?
No, that is raising.
Of course it is. You're taking
No,
money
sir.
from me
Sir,
and providing
outfitting
a
the
meal
military. Sir, Jason, come on. You're not as good at this as you might think you are. You gotta focus.
Do you support roads?
Yes, it's in the Constitution, sir. It's in the Constitution.
Is the FDA in the Constitution?
No, it's not.
So you don't support the Food and Drug Administration regulating what we put into our bodies or what companies are able to put into the food that we consume?
You tell me where it's in the Constitution.
So you don't support the
You
FDA?
tell me where it's in. Stop, Jason, stop. Okay, so it's not.
So do you?
So it's not. So it's not in the Constitution. So it's not in the Constitution, sir. If it's not in the Constitution, it is unconstitutional.
So you do not.
Sir, there's only black and white here. It doesn't matter, Jason. It doesn't matter what I think. Jason, this is not about opinion here. This is about the text of the rule of the law.
Then let's say it's not.
See, you can't handle this. Jason, this is your problem. You can stop talking for a minute. Stop talking for a minute. I have to hang up on you. I'm not going to have a wall of sound. You cannot have a rational debate on the words of the Constitution. You believe a government should be unbound to do whatever it is you think should be done.
I believe common sense should reign in here. And if
who's common sense? Who determines common sense, sir?
I just let you talk. Can I talk?
No, you can't. You have to tell me who determines common sense.
You think the FDA shouldn't exist? Your argument is bunk.
No, it's not, sir. The 10th Amendment would provide each and every state to have its own state-based drug administration. That being said, with imports, then the federal government would have. Sir,
idea? Do you realize the complexity? I mean, it's already complex enough, but if you're going to make every state regulate what's incoming across,
then amend the Constitution, sir.
Even possible?
Then amend the Constitution and remove the 10th Amendment until such. See, Jason. No, you live in fantasy land, sir, because you're ignorant to the Constitution.
You don't believe the FDA should exist?
Sir.
You just said
it because it's unconstitutional. It does not exist in the Constitution.
The FDA should exist. Do you think airplanes should be able to just fly unregulated because it's not in the Constitution?
Oh, sir, thank you very much for the call. Listen, do yourself a favor. It's not a question of opinion. Sir, you're not getting the best of me here. I know you think you are, but you only know what you've been taught. You only know what somebody told you to say. You've never sat down and read it by yourself. Thank you very much for the call.